Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. I am the Crypto Crow, and today I have a sponsored video that you're probably going to want to take a look at. If you're into things like Filecoin, Iagon, Arweave, if you're into these kind of, how do you call them other than just file storage platforms, kind of like blockchain operating systems. There's a new one that's just starting to hit the US market called OG Labs. I took their white paper, and on my AI audio files, I basically created the entire, basically an AI podcast just containing everything in their white paper as I was kind of scrolling through their website. But this video, we're going to dive into this project a bit and find out if it's something that you may or may not be interested in. I have a genuine interest in this project, not just because they're a sponsor, but because I'm into these kinds of platforms, because I think that this space is only going to continue expanding and growing. And it's very likely we're going to have a multitude of players in this space. And OG Labs recently acquired $290 million in financing, according to this article. This is from November 13th, to develop the world's first decentralized AI operating system. Now, there's a lot to this, and we're not going to cover every nuance or detail, but I am going to give you kind of a broad stroke of what this project is doing and what they're about. And then you can decide for yourself if this is something that you're worth getting into. I know that their node sale has kicked off. I think the first tiers 1 through 6 have already sold out entirely. So it's already doing really well. This is going to be actually one of the first US based videos, unless I'm mistaken, about OG Labs. A lot of their other influencer relationships marketing has been in places like India and other countries. And I'm assuming that's because those areas, they don't have access to a lot of this kind of technology yet. That's just a guess, because you don't see a lot of this stuff being promoted or their customer base being established overseas. A lot of people love to target the US markets first. These guys have done it the other way around. And I've got some metrics to show you in terms of what they've accomplished so far. So this will be an interesting video, and I encourage you to stay with me here, and then let me know in the comments what you think about it. Zero Gravity Labs, a core contributor building the software that will underlie the world's first decentralized AI operating system, has announced a fundraising milestone by completing a $40 million seed raise from leading VCs that follows the $35 million pre-seed raise from earlier this year. The OG Foundation, the independent long-term governance foundation for the OG protocol, has also secured a $250 million liquid line token purchase commitment. This takes the total committed capital throughout the OG ecosystem to $325 million, solidifying OG's position as a leading decentralized AI ecosystem. So this is very interesting here. Now I'm just going to cover some of the people that have already gotten into this. The participants in the rounds included Hack VC, as well as Delphi Ventures, which we see Delphi Ventures all over crypto, OKX Ventures, Samsung Next, Bankless Ventures, Yatsui and Animoca, Blockchain Builders Fund, Awaken Finance, Coin Bureau, Santiago, Alchemy, which I've seen quite a few times, Gummy, No Limit Holdings, Alumni Ventures, Master Ventures, Long Hash, IBC, Polygon, and Sandeep Nawal, who Sandeep, isn't he Iagon CEO? I'm going to pull this up. No. Okay. Sandeep Nawal. I forget now. Now I'm confused. Now I can't remember. I'm pretty sure it was Nawal is his last name. Maybe it's Sanjay. Now I feel stupid. I have to look him up. But I thought it was the CEO of Iagon. I'm like, oh, that would be interesting. Daedalus, Nonce Classic, Kudasai, Block Damon, Adrian Chang, Foresight, Hack VC's LP such as Blue, Pool Protocol, Bolts, Orange DAO, and I mean, just basically a lot of daggone people. OG's decentralized ecosystem has more than 200 backers. So there are a lot of people in this. There are a lot of VC groups. There's a lot happening with this project, which is one of the reasons I say, listen, when it comes to a layer one blockchain like Cardano or something like that, I actually value the fact that it doesn't have a bunch of VC backed groups that are doing a bunch of crazy things. But with something like this, I think especially in a very competitive market where we have groups like Iagon and Arweave and Filecoin and those, I think that's probably a pretty good deal. I think that's a big deal. Now, Decentralized AI OS, the first decentralized AI operating system furthered by OG Foundation, designed to power the future of AI. Now, before we get a little bit deeper into this, these are some of the sites, and all the links are going to be in the description down below. But this is basically a lot of basically trackers, like data explorers for the network. We've got this one here. We've got Storage Scan, which is basically showing you all the metrics for the data that's being stored. I'm assuming this is the main network. This isn't. So yeah, you can scan testnet, OG scan testnet. Okay, so you've got that. Then you've got, wait, where is it? All right, there we go. So this is the OG testnet right here. The coin is not trading yet. You've got block time, APR, total supply of 1 billion tokens. Now, so there's 1 billion tokens, 21.43 million bonded. And I'm curious real quick, what are the tokenomics of some of the main competitors? Because I want to get an idea as to what their tokens do. Total supply, this is almost 2 billion tokens for Filecoin, and it's trading at about $4. We've got Iagon. They've got 1 billion Iagon tokens. That's currently only trading at 17 cents. We've got Arweave with a total supply 65.65 million. 66 million there. For max supply for Iagon's 1 billion, and then there is no max supply for Filecoin. So there's a lot of coins in Filecoin, but it was also, it's an Ethereum based, kind of a first to market, if I'm not mistaken. And so, yeah, so you can kind of get an idea as to what may be expected just in terms of like total supply and what's possible in terms of like the tokenomics and profitability, potential profitability. But a lot of that is obviously focused around its use. Obviously, I think its use, from what I'm seeing, has been growing and doing fairly well. There's a lot of attention wrapped around OG Labs. So I'm very curious to see exactly how this comes out. Infinitely scalable. This I want to see. There's some claims that I'm like, okay, well, let's prove that. Let's see it. Beyond just testnet stuff. 50 gigabytes a second per consensus layer, 50,000x faster than competitors. Okay. 100x lower cost and 1,000x faster storage. It's very interesting. Then you've got some of their primary partners, Bankless, Hack VC, Delphi Ventures, and then you've got all of the others that are basically just zooming along down here. Ecosystem partners, Polygon. So I'm curious to see more about this relationship and what exactly that means. Arbitrum, secure Ethereum layer 2 with lower gas fees. The only thing that I've noticed about this is that it also works a lot with EVM chain, and I don't. Anytime I see EVM chains, I get nervous because security is such a big deal when it comes to EVM side chains and things. And I don't know of any that don't have some form of security issue. So I'm just being very blunt on that. Now, it's not to say that these guys will, but we know it's a thing. So let's just be real about it. Also, they're having this node sale, and this is the only thing that I'm like, as an investor, I'm not sure how much I like this, but as an alignment node operator, OG's ecosystem, users have the opportunity to earn up to 15% of the total OG ecosystem supply allocated over the next 3 years. So it seems to be limited to 3 years. So basically, you're going to benefit while the network builds for the first 3 years. The only problem that I have with that is, look where we're at in the market cycle right now. And if the node sale hasn't even concluded yet, and this thing hasn't kicked off the main net, what does this mean for people that are getting involved immediately and are waiting around for a while? Is it 3 years from the date of launch? When does the network launch? Are there proposed dates for that? I haven't necessarily seen any specifics on that yet. So if it were to launch today and go to mainnet, then I figure maybe we've got 6 months of another bull market. And then the rest of the 3 years is going to be while everything in the market's in a downturn. And so what's the benefit? So, that's a question maybe they would want to answer on their Twitter or something to that effect. Maybe I have this wrong, but when I see things like this as I'm going through information, I call it as I see it, folks. You guys, that's why you guys watch these. So we'll have to see, but I'm actually interested potentially in getting involved as a node operator or something to that effect, just because it's passive. Once you get involved, once you've set up everything, it can be a passive yield that could be quite fruitful. And when I see something like this with all of these VCs and all of these people, if there's anything we know about highly supported like venture capital projects, well, they're highly supported in more ways than one. And generally that means higher token prices. Let's be real about it. But the technology for this, it's pretty deep. So this is definitely kind of like a side gig project. If you're looking to really get in deep into this, and understand all of the nuances and all of the layers to everything, you might want to start with the other video I did that I'm going to link down below, which is basically just listening to the white paper and getting a really good handle as to what's going on with the tech, because it seems like there's still some questions yet to be answered, such as, just how secure this network is going to be. But anything related to AI is going to be a really big deal, in my opinion. So I encourage everyone to check this out and just, explore deep. I know there are a lot of Iagon holders and a lot of Iagon people on here, obviously considering this is more of a Cardano channel. But I like Polygon just fine. And I think that this is something that could take on and it could surprise people. But there really isn't enough data about the tokenomics for me yet. I just didn't find a lot of that. And it's all about the nodes. So you might want to check that out. Now, if you go to their Twitter, you have their link tree here. Tiers 1 through 6, public sale has already sold out. There's 44,000 views on this. They have 389,000 followers on Twitter alone. So you can tell that this is, I was looking through the followers. There are a lot of overseas followers. I don't know where they came from, but they actually seem to get some engagement on their posts and things as well, which is a pretty big deal. Catch our CEO kicking it at DevCon 2024, thanks to Carve Official and some others. So yeah, I don't know what else to say about this other than I'm intrigued for sure. Tiers 1 through 6 of the OG AI alignment node public sale is sold out in 2 hours. There's definitely interest in this. How does that translate to use, on-chain metrics, storage, all of that? We'll have to see. But if you're into getting into projects like this at the ground floor, this may very well be a really solid opportunity. I'm very curious to see what the token prices are going to be at launch with 1 billion tokens. Are they all going on? Are they all being released into the circulating supply immediately? That's what I'm very curious about. Or are they going to do what a lot of VC pumped and VC funded operations do, is where they basically just trickle out the coins and basically control the market, control the supply, and all of that, so that people don't get dunked on until the VCs, lockups are done. You know what I'm saying? So we'll have to see, but it doesn't matter. Honestly, the VCs are getting into this, I'm sure, at a fraction of what retail is going to see it at anyway. So I'm sure they're probably going to do well, but depending on the speed by which this technology gets adopted and utilized, that's one thing that I want to show before I conclude this, because they already have some partners. I got to find, it's the ecosystem. Here we go. Humanity Protocol. These are different projects that I guess are building with this. 10 is the general purpose L2 on Ethereum with built-in encryption and MEV prevention, and can leverage OG's infrastructure for data storage and to run AI models for their private agents. Now it says can leverage, doesn't say they are leveraging. So I don't think this is launched. I think they're waiting on mainnet for a lot of these things. Humanity Protocol is an innovator in on-chain proof of humanity and unique personhood. With our collaboration, OG will serve as POH's data availability layer. I'm guessing that a lot of these, and I could be wrong, but just thinking like, how would this work from a business perspective? It's my understanding, or my guess, that a lot of these projects were probably other projects that were initially funded by the venture capital groups that are basically supporting OG Labs. And so they're saying, hey, a lot of other investment companies could benefit from this technology, and it basically gives them a boost up. Theric is a modular ecosystem for composable and collaborative AI agents that can function both independently and as part of collectives. This is the thing, and this is basically what I'm going to lead off with. If this thing works, something akin to like internet computer, like ICP, in the extent that I can build kind of, let's say maybe I can store and run my AI models, maybe my AI chat assistants or my AI chat bots or my AI bots in general, or whatever automations I'm running. If I'm able to store them on this at a fraction of the cost of other projects like Filecoin or Arweave or what have you, the costs are much cheaper, but it's decentralized. So I don't have to worry about them getting hacked. I don't have to worry about basically anything like that. And it's truly scalable, so that, you know, if I'm building a business around AI and I need to scale that business, and OG Labs enables me to do that at a much more cost-effective price point than other platforms, this could be a really big win. Because I personally I don't like running like local language models and things like that. I would love to launch something like that on a platform like this if it's possible. I'm waiting for my Iagon node. I want to be able to see what all I can do with that thing. I want to hack it and play with it. I want a couple of them. I want to see what all I can accomplish with that, because we're really getting to a point where AI is going to continue infiltrating every vector in this, in business, I mean, you name it, you name the industry, AI is already touching it. And so the more decentralized storage, the more decentralized operating systems, the more of these kinds of platforms that we have available to us, especially as end users or business owners or people that are looking to capitalize and utilize AI for whatever our business needs are in a decentralized way. Well, that not only protects our data, okay, because if this is on a decentralized network, that protects our data. Maybe we're running, you know, sensitive scientific experiments utilizing AI, and we don't want that patched into, you know, like a Chat GPT API that's then basically spitting that data back out on the other end with some kid who's doing a high school report, right? And we're basically just spilling our... You know what I'm saying? So I like the idea of being able to keep the data enclosed, secure, and scalable, so that I can grow my database and do whatever it is that I'm trying to do in a protected way. So I'm actually into platforms like this because I know that this is where the future is heading. And I don't mean like the distant future. I mean like the tomorrow now future. This is all forming up, which is likely why OG Labs has such big venture capital support, because everybody knows it, everybody sees it, and everybody's just throwing money at anything that has to do with this that they believe has the technical prowess. Now, there's not a lot of information on the team. There's still a lot of limited information that I'd prefer to have access to. None of that is in the white paper. The white paper is actually fairly small. But if you're looking to get involved in this, you can, well, apparently I was blocked, so maybe I can't get into this node sale being in the US. Interesting. I wonder if there's a thing on their Twitter. I'm not sure. You'll have to look into it, I guess, wherever you are. And we'll see what links that I put down below. But yeah, that I wasn't expecting to see that. I don't use VPNs or anything, so not generally. So I don't know. We'll have to check it out and see. I actually think this project could be pretty cool. I'm curious to see what the actual tokenomics are. If I missed it and everything that I've read, I haven't seen them, so it's hard to gauge. But I'd really like to get an idea as to what the entry level tokenomics are on the retail level. But really everything right now is about launching nodes. So these nodes are going to be, you know, basically really good opportunities to take part in the platform. And so like, okay, I'm going to read this actually. Both of these systems are optimized only for unstructured data, limiting their versatility. In contrast, OG supports both structured and unstructured data, making it suitable for a wider range of applications, including complex AI workflows. That's a big deal. That's a really big deal, especially for me. And their vast, growing databases. This is why I think this could actually be something. Scalability. Filecoin or Arweave struggle to handle data at a massive scale. And I don't know that for sure. I've never seen that anywhere, but we'll see. In contrast, OG partitions both its data storage and network throughput to enable scalability that meets the massive data requirements associated with AI on-chain or on-chain AI. Now, cost. Benchmarking has shown that permanent data storage with Arweave can cost up to $17,000 per terabyte. That just doesn't even make sense to me. While OG offers a much more cost-effective solution at just $10 to $11 per terabyte. Do you know how much data that is? Like 1 terabyte? I've got a hard drive that I think has 10 terabytes on it. I'm not even a terabyte in. Like it's an insane amount of data. And I back up I back up videos, I back up edits, I back up all kinds of stuff. So 10 or 11 bucks for that is pretty insane. Data availability. OG's integrated data availability layer provides ultra-fast, infinitely scalable access to data, enabling a fully vertically integrated solution that supports high-performance applications like decentralized AI. I want to see this work. I'm going to be keeping tabs on this. Maybe I'll do a follow-up video in the future once this is kicked off more and I have a little bit more data to look at. Like I want real data, not just testnet stuff. I want to see how this is being adopted, who's using it, how are they using it, and how effective is this for what they're using it for. Because I have a genuine interest in this. Because I am always messing around with AI workflows, AI automation. I've got a bunch of stuff in the works right now that I'm working on. So I'm very, very curious to see. And something like this, honestly, when you think about it, especially, I see a lot of things like Skyrim, like Skyrim using AI NPCs for conversation and things. If these imagine a game where the NPCs are learning and growing through the conversations had with players, right? All of that data it's got to scale because it grows and grows and grows and grows. So you've got all these little databases on all these NPCs that they're basically growing people. And so this is the kind of platform you're going to do that kind of thing with. So the concept of an AI chain is compelling. Let's see here. The AI chain model creates a blockchain layer specifically for AI applications, contrasting with other decentralized AI models that may simply use existing blockchains without tailoring infrastructure for AI specific demands. There's so much information, but a lot of the information that I really want to sink my teeth into, I haven't been able to find anywhere. So we might have to do a follow-up video in the future when I have some more information that kind of helps me really understand what this looks like. This is a question that was supplied to me I want to touch on real quick. This video is already way longer than it's supposed to be, but there's so many thoughts. By 2025, we expect to see a more mature Web3 ecosystem where AI and blockchain are tightly integrated, making decentralized AI services accessible to a much broader audience. As scalability improves, more complex AI models and applications will emerge on-chain, transforming industries like finance, healthcare, and education, including gaming. Additionally, we anticipate increased regulatory clarity, which I'm sure we're going to get very soon, which will make decentralized AI networks more attractive to enterprises seeking to leverage blockchain for trusted, privacy-respecting AI solutions. Listen, folks, I'm definitely interested in this. This isn't something that you can just go run out and buy right now, but you can get involved in the nodes, I guess, in node sales, depending on where you live. Now, the introduction to the node sale, for those that are interested, where is it? Node sale details, how to purchase nodes. There are going to be links down below. Step-by-step purchase process. Go to this link that blocks me. But I'll have the link down below. You can click that link, select the chain and token you want to purchase in, view the tiers available and purchase. In total, there are 32 available for purchase. If you hold a whitelisted address, the tier that you are entitled to will be shown at the top. Interesting way of doing this. I've never seen anything quite like this. Input promo code, approve transaction, complete purchase, and then you can get into like the incentives and rewards. So listen, if you're into this, check it out. Hey, Batman, this might be up for you. I know you've got like a whole daggone like Fort Knox and Iagon. This might be something worth checking out yourself. Until next time, thanks for joining me. Thank you to my sponsor, OG Labs, for helping me get this video going. And until next time, crow your coins, and I'll see you soon.